always did it, then going back to PR 101, something should have told you we shouldn't do it in this instance. Because don't say we understand the optics, but we want to give ourselves some flexibility with building our roster. Bruh, there are a million ways to create cap space. That's why you employ capologists. That's why you're the Harvard guy who's the general manager. That's why you're in the big chair. So you should have known that giving him $1 million salary is going to come off as you, as I've said and like you just said, co-signing his innocence, which when asked, do you believe that there was no wrongdoing?
Marching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
He said we're comfortable with this on the
first and 10 now.
Yeah, we're comfortable with this. We're comfortable with this on the first. You didn't answer yes or no. So there was absolutely nothing that they could say that was going to change people's minds. And here's the point I need to make, though, Mike. Well, actually, I'll make it after this. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Because it's going a different direction. Go ahead. No, they blocked arms with him, so now he's their guy. But I want to say this to you. And I thought about this.
And that's why I owe you big, because you did email me this week to remember any given Sunday. That was a phrase you typed to me, and that's what we have to remember in this ball game. It resounds when you think about it. Unbeaten versus winless, any given Sunday. Anything can happen in this league.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play there for the Patriots.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
Now Jones. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play there for the Patriots. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Throwing Jones. Now that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Dalton Keene, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Complicated about this case. I don't think it's complicated. I don't think it's layered. I don't think it's all the things that we say when we're talking about these big issues. This is what it comes down to. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to oversimplify it. This comes down to somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth. It's as simple as that. It's somebody's lying. So I do. This is why I think this. Deshaun Watson says, quote, well, okay, not direct quote because I don't have it in front of me, but paraphrase, very close paraphrase. He says, I didn't do the thing that people are alleging that I did. I didn't do them.
Right.
I didn't do them. Okay, that's him. That's his story. Sure. 22 women say otherwise. Now, this is not, well, I thought this was happening. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. He thought it was okay. I didn't think it was okay. I was uncomfortable. No, it's not about reading body language. It's.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
They said he did it. He said he didn't do it. So, and the way I said, the reason I say, no, I don't think so. I don't think both things can be true.
Well, it's a matter of perspective, Michael. If we were a fly on the wall, if a reasonable person were a fly on the wall during any of these massage therapy sessions, we could maybe then determine what happened. I'm not saying what did or didn't happen. What I am saying is just as 22 women believe that they were sexually assaulted or that Deshaun Watson engaged in sexual misconduct. Deshaun Watson could believe to his core that he did nothing wrong. So it's not the only reason I said.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
That dog doesn't have to. That dog doesn't have to.
Mind you, Michael, we're not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing. You're talking about objective truth. And there is no other objective truth other than 22 versus 1. I'm not arguing with you on objective truth. I'm saying that that's why he said, she said. They have their version of events, and they is 22. And he has his version of events. He can believe, and I believe that he believes. Say that again. I believe that he believes that he did nothing wrong. So that's the only reason I say it's not as simple as somebody's lying. Because there are plenty of instances when somebody commits an act that they don't believe, and specifically a sexual act of sexual misconduct, that they don't believe is sexual misconduct. Just as, and I'll add this quick tag to it. All right, this quick tag to it. Deshaun Watson talking about the person he is in the community, and talking about who he was raised by, and the single mother he was raised by, and the auntie he was raised by, and that's not in his DNA. And to tell you, that don't mean anything. That don't mean shit. I'm not saying he did anything. I'm not saying he did anything. I don't know what happened. And I'm saying that I have taken up residency on that freaking fence. I don't know what happened. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. What I am saying is, plenty of people have been philanthropic. Plenty of people have been community-oriented. Plenty of people have been raised by women and taught better by women who have gone on to do heinous things. I'm going to really turn this conversation on its head in a second, but back to you.
And this is what I want to say. In some cases, there's a subjective thing. There's something trivial and subjective. And we can look at the same event as an audience. If we're looking at a performance, and I say, I thought it was great, I thought it was wonderful. You say, this is the worst piece of trash I've ever seen. Okay, we can both be right in that case because it's subjective. But if a woman is saying, there was forced oral sex there. Yeah. I didn't want that. Yes, I didn't want that, but he did that. He did that. Yeah. And he says that didn't happen. Yes. Okay. The law says no. Wait, and understand, Michael. It's not even. I can't even say I agree. That's a fact. That's not up for debate. Okay. You could think she wanted it. You could think she asked for it. Okay, but if it goes down and that's not what she wanted, then that's rape. That's sexual assault. Like, oh, trust me, I'm not arguing with that. I'm strictly talking about his perspective. From his perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I do. I'm glad you clarified that. I'm in no way suggesting that it's up for debate whether or not she did something that she didn't want to do. I would think this though. This is what I think. The 22 sheets. I do believe that it's he said, they said. Okay, if somebody who's lying, if somebody's lying, somebody's lying. I do believe that, Mike. I believe it. I think it's beyond perspective. I understand what you're saying. How about this? Here.
Extra point up and good by Folk, and that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
Somebody
has 2 interceptions already here in this first half. It's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
Somebody doesn't believe it, but somebody is.
Right.
And
nobody was in the room.
There needs to be, if we can get to it, we can confirm it. Okay, we can get to this truth. There's an objective truth to get to. then there should be a significant price to pay, and I'm saying on both sides. So if somebody's lying at 22 people, and I think it's unlikely, I mean, that's just hard to believe that 22 people are lying on Deshaun Watson, but okay, strange things have happened. We know, we've seen a lot of strange things. As journalists, you see a lot of different stories that you cover. If 22 people are lying, and there's an attorney behind that, and there's an attorney manipulating that to make it appear as if there's this avalanche, it should be disbarred. It should be disbarred.
At minimum.
It should be shut down. At minimum, right.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if Deshaun Watson's going to come out and say all these things, I don't have a problem, I don't have an issue, and he said, I don't have any regrets. Ooh, I don't have any regrets. And if he's lying, then I'll answer your question. If he's lying, no, I don't want him to play in the league. I don't.
Okay.
I don't want him to be in the National Football League. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to.
Why is Mom so different around other people?
This is shit. The sexiest thriller of the year is only on Hulu. I can't find it.
It's always gonna get
Deepwater, rated R.
And we've gone, you know, it's so, I mean, this is the first time we've heard from Deshaun Watson extensively, the first time he's been asked questions. But here's another thought that I had as I'm listening to Andrew Berry talk about the independent investigative resources, the third-party legal counsel that advised against reaching out directly to the 22 women. The full picture, the full perspective that got us comfortable. They had faith in him as a person. Kevin Stefanski, a tremendous amount of background, the confidence in the work that he put in. All these different talking points that they brought to the stage, okay? Deshaun Watson, about who he really is, and how he was raised. It's not his DNA, his name. And of course, there was only so much he could say, but there was only so much he was actually asked. There were certain questions that could have been phrased differently or asked better. But here's what I came back to. So yesterday, right when we were getting off the air, right after we finished talking about the possibilities, a second grand jury in Texas declined to indict Deshaun Watson on criminal charges. So that's two separate grand juries, one with 9 complaints, one with 1, that decided that Deshaun Watson's alleged behavior did not rise to the level of criminal. All right? All that means is Deshaun Watson's alleged behavior, in the opinion of the grand jury, did not rise to the level of criminal. That's all that means. Just put a put on the back. Doesn't mean he's innocent. Doesn't mean he's guilty. It means he wasn't criminally charged. Twice now, okay? Here's something that I think needs to be said, and I know you and I have had many a heated argument about neutrality on this issue. And I go back to what I said from the very beginning. We're not beginning. This was like around the grand jury time. Is that neutrality is the most uncomfortable place to be. Ordinarily, it's a comfortable place to be, is just be in the middle. But neutrality in this instance is actually harder. It's easier to just say, common sense tells you 22 people ain't lying, or the other extreme is, he's being framed, he's being real, okay? If you're dissatisfied with the findings of 2 grand juries, if you're dissatisfied with the Browns' explanation, even though it wasn't as detailed as I would have liked it to, the Browns' explanation as to what they found and what they discovered, if you're dissatisfied with Deshaun Watson saying on his own behalf, I don't have a problem, I didn't do anything wrong, I wasn't raised that way, then I think we have to ask you have to ask yourself, and I'm not you, Michael, per se, but I think we generally have to ask yourself is, why does none of that do anything for you? Why doesn't that move the needle for you? And I would answer, I would offer that the reason it doesn't is because you're coming from a place of pursuit. I disagree, which is why I go back to my original point, that nothing he said today was going to change anybody's mind, because people's minds are already made up, if for no other reason than 22 versus 1. So if you're saying, well, what did you do, Cleveland Browns, to make you comfortable making this transaction? And they're telling you what they did, even if, again, more general than specific. And that's still not good enough. It's not good enough because we're...
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in the running back's hands, oh, that's football for me. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Brings up second and 1. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this team.
A place of what we believe happened. Which is your right. I don't think so. Which is your right.
I'd say for me,
from a common sense standpoint, from a number standpoint, from an optics standpoint, I've always said, I don't blame you for believing that something wrong, immoral, if not illegal acts was committed. I don't blame you. And again, grand juries do not mean he was innocent. It means he wasn't charged. Correct. But I'm saying the process, both in terms of the Browns and the legal process, and the civil process is still ongoing because he has a right to defend himself. All those things are ongoing. And if you still feel like this ain't right, it's got to come from a place of because he's guilty. Am I wrong?
No. I would think yes. I would say that you're not. That is a possible. I'm not going to say you're wrong. That is one of your valid options. It's an extremely valid option that you raise. That's a path. But there are other paths there that lead to discomfort, and that's where part of it is. Before we even get to the grand jury in 2 different counties, in 2 different Texas counties, I'm going to go back to sloppy, I'll call it sloppy corporate communications. I've got a problem with the Cleveland Browns of just how they handled this. It was poor. It wasn't precise enough, and when I say that, Mike, I'm not saying they got to tell us everything, show us everything, show your work. No, they were sloppy on the small stuff. For example, when Andrew Berry is a great exchange between, I think it's Jake Treader, the Browns reporter, and Andrew Berry. They're going back and forth. Jake says, "Are you saying that you talked with that you did talk with the 22 women?"
Oh, right.
So if you didn't, just to clarify, so if you didn't talk to them, how can you say it's comprehensive? And all they needed to do is say, to the extent that we could, or the information that was available to us. It didn't do that. And so my problem is, so you're saying it's comprehensive.
So just shy of midfield.
All the ways to make your dad proud.
What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation, in the first half, I don't know that there's any risk. What's the reward for your risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is this coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit.
This might be our man. Gentlemen,
I'm going to take it to this level. Tell me if I'm taking it too far. You're saying it's comprehensive, we're comfortable, it was a 5-month odyssey. They're talking about all the work that they put in.
Yep.
I understand if you couldn't, if you were legally advised, if this is true, if you're legally advised not to talk to 22 women, I understand that. But don't come off and say it's subjective and it's comprehensive when you haven't heard from 22. So there's some people who say, I'm going to be the voice
still a work in progress here in the second season. He has to start ironing out some of his mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him or you start thinking about going to
come back and tell me that it's unbiased and comprehensive. It's not enough. So we believe women and listen to women. it. But then you're going to say in a big press conference that we've done our work and we're coming. When you haven't talked to women, at least acknowledge it. At least acknowledge that we couldn't talk to everybody. But as far as we could go, we got to make that distinction. Otherwise, sounding like everybody else, every unenlightened, every I know more. If we got like we did, wanted a great quarterback. And was going to stack and was going to rise to the but again, poor execution, optics. Again, I'm not looking at Deshaun Watson and saying you shouldn't take $20 to $30 million guarantee. But this is one of the questions I love. If Deshaun Watson claims that he chose the Browns before the contract, then why'd you give him the $230 million guarantee? Because he wanted an extra year control. Like I was born at night, but not last week. You know what I mean? So, you know, and why did he drop out? Why was Cleveland out? Or was that just false? Cleveland was out initially, then Cleveland came back in. Right. But Michael, if he chose, I'm not talking about the execution and how the Browns answered or didn't answer or poorly answered question. I'm talking about like the feelings that everybody. I know. But they go hand in hand. I know what you're saying, but I said they go hand in hand. So you can feel yourself. Okay, but you can. But what if?
It's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Chargers going to get the football first here in the second half, and they trail as we get back underway.
Okay.
The Charger drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained. Maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get
explain that due diligence. And not only did they poorly explain it, but they have no credibility because, as I said the other day, 32 quarterbacks since 1999 trumps 22 women when that quarterback is available. So not only might they not have executed their PR plan properly, but how much are we really going to give them any kind of credibility or believability given their agenda? So, given all of that, all I'm saying, I'm posing this is hypothetical.
It's hard to execute against.
What if they really didn't find anything? What if there isn't anything to find? And I know the percentage is minuscule of women who lie about sexual assault or rape. I know the numbers, let alone 22. I know the percentage is minuscule of the amount of sexual assault cases that ever reach a court. I know that. But I'm saying, what anybody who is on the side of quote-unquote common sense, that 22 women can't be lying, so he must have done something. Anybody that takes up residency on that side doesn't want to hear about any due diligence, no matter how comprehensive it was or wasn't. Nobody wants to hear about it.
8 yards to tally on the first down route. Here's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground against Harris. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A give for Stevenson, running right. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 2nd and 10, Jones complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. They hand this off to Harris. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. His 6th rushing touchdown on the year, number 8 overall. And the Patriots are pouring it on. Extra point up and good by Folk. And that will extend this big lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Charger drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And now here's another interception. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it, and he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Operating from the gun, Jones. Touchdown, Patriots. Jalen Reagor with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Pats take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Chargers, nothing. Jake Bailey to kick off for the Patriots.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over a adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
But maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I wonder if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Herbert on 3rd down now. He'll find Williams on the slant. Touchdown, Chargers! Mike Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
They go play action here on 1st down. This ball complete to Rager. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Jones. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, is the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. And he comes back with one complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. Of note, that last throw right there, putting him over 3,000 yards passing now for the year.
And when you start running the numbers in your head and realize that we're not halfway done with the season yet, you think to yourself, could this be a 6,000-yard season? That's definitely on the table.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Again, it's Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Damian Harris, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Now Fulton for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Patriots 52, Chargers 7. Jake Bailey to kick off for the Patriots.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. That throw into the arms of Allen. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second.
From just shy of midfield, Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Chargers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. 83 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he gets it down to the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Throwing Jones. It's brought in by Harris. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
He's got the first down inside the 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. They'll roll him out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Pats are going to take over here up near the 40. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the give, this is Harris. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. They run again with Harris. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
He was taken down at the 50-yard line. 2 yards on the line.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for New England, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.